thank you so much for coming into our session and joining us here. You can see the title here, but we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about product information. We're going to talk about the voice of the customer and how that's going to help your business. So, a little bit of introductions. My name is Kristin Naragon. I'm in charge of strategy at Akeneo. We'll talk about who Akeneo is, but I'm also joined here by Pete Walvord and Carl Ogden from 1-800-Flowers and Leatherman Tool Group, respectively. So who is Akeneo? If you go down to the other side of this convention hall on this floor, you'll find our booth. Folks have purple sneakers on. That's our favorite color, purple. But our North Star is really us being obsessed with helping customers establish a central source of truth for product information. I'll tell you why that's important, but also to deliver those experiences. Just this past year alone, we delivered over 4.5 billion unique product experiences on behalf of our customers. And why do they care? Why should you care? Because it does two great things for your business, among many others. One is to increase revenue. We do this by getting your products to market faster, which means more sales time. Opening up new market opportunities, new sales channels much quicker, more efficiently. That's new revenue. Getting really rich contextualized product information written about each and every one of your products in each of their markets. Gets you a higher confidence purchase. And so if you think that a higher confidence purchase is important for sales, it also is what helps reduce returns because you set a really good expectation up front. So your customers are returning less. So that's what Akeneo does. And Carl, we're going to throw it over to you and talk about Leatherman.
Thank you. My name's Carl Ogden. I'm the software development manager at Leatherman Tool Group. Leatherman was started by Tim Leatherman in the 1970s after a trip to Europe where he bought a used Fiat, had a lot of trouble as a water his trip, and he was constantly fixing it. While he was fixing it, it occurred to him it would be very useful to have a multi-tool that was pliers based. That's what he came back to the United States, he made, founded it in Portland, Oregon in 1983, and that's where we still are. I joined Leatherman in 2012 as a web developer to start their e-commerce program, and I'm still here.
Fabulous. And tell us about 1-800-Flowers. Are you just flowers, I assume?
No, not just flowers. Yes, I'm Pete Walvord. I lead product management for 1-800-Flowers areas of search, on-site search, navigation, and product information, our partner here, Akeneo. I've been here about 1.5 years, getting to know the space even better and better all the time. So 1-800-Flowers, a little history, was actually started here in Manhattan in 1976. Our founder, Jim McCann, bought his first flower shop, expanded to more and more shops. In fact, kind of trying to be on the cutting edge of commerce throughout time, 1-800 numbers were actually cutting edge commerce, technology at one point. So was AOL, which we were on the front edge of. And so the goal is to stay on that front edge, keep on the front edge of it. That's one of our big tasks. Another area where we're really focused is as we've expanded, it's been primarily through acquisition. So you can see across the top of this screen here, all these different family of brands that honestly, a lot of our customers don't even realize. Harry and David, Personalization Mall, some of our most well-known other brands. We are trying to become an opportunity for customers to give gifts on whatever occasion they have to come back. We have predictable customers to come back for Valentine's Day for flowers, come to Harry and David once a year for a gift basket, but we want to cross that, and we want birthday, like it's up here, to be the everyday occasions that are coming up for us to be that destination.
So I'm personally customers of both of yours. I learned from my husband that he is an aspirational owner of 3 different Leatherman tools, and I can't go a year without my Harry and David pairs. I mean, pairs are amazing. So let's set the foundation here. Let's establish the talk that we're going to talk about today and look at a product detail page. This is your typical product detail page. With it comes the category trees like you were just talking about, context, descriptions, price, user reviews, and so on. The way that you get this product information gathered, enriched, and published to every single place it needs to go can be daunting. Better with good software and good unsiloed organization. But it's basically inside out. It's what your product teams, your marketing teams want to say about your products or the products that you're selling. And then once you get it out there into the world, your customers and your potential customers are sending you signals. They are searching in your browser. They are providing you with clues, so it's signals about how they want to talk about or find your product. Then they're also, after they get the product, they are rating it. They are reviewing it. It's a lot of customer signal about the products themselves. So you can imagine that's super valuable information that could help your business tremendously if it's in the hands of the right folks inside the organization. They could add a new category tag for the highest rated products, and that could dynamically populate. You could add a new tag that is recommended use. So you put an intent out there for the product, you find out that they're using it for something else. I think we have an example of that. Putting in voice of the customer language inside the product description gets you better hits for SEO. A lot of useful information here that could, again, help with increasing sales and reducing returns. So that's the context of what we're here to chat through. It's a lot. How do you get started? Like, what's the first step here? So, Pete. 1-800-Flowers, where do you get started?
Sure. So across our family of brands, there's actually a variety of different ways to capture this information. Some of our brands, we are designing, developing these products ourselves, creating them ourselves. And so we, from our product development teams, we have pipelines to take in that information. We understand the flowers are red, they are roses. These are facts about the product. From our suppliers, so we actually have a whole set of marketplace products that are from supplier companies as we're expanding our assortment. From them, we have other pipelines, other ways of ingesting what's in the spa gift package that you're sending. What I think is interesting for this session is some of our most important information is actually some of our most difficult to define. So in a gift-giving context, the occasion, the recipient, and kind of the intent or the theme of the product, what their preference is, what the receiver likes is critical. And so these can be really obvious for a greeting card that says, "Happy birthday, Mom." Well, okay, it's a birthday card for a mom. But a bouquet of flowers, it depends on the preference of the recipient. And so what we have great merchandising teams that set these concepts up front. We actually directly ask our customers for that in checkout, try to gather that and kind of regress on that. And then we are trying to understand these signals, which I think we'll get to in the next topic, to feed back into that to understand, are we accurately understanding these critical concepts that are a bit fuzzy, that aren't intrinsic to the product, but we understand how our customers actually interact with them.
So you've got step one, get all of your diverse products described in one place, and then grab additional information from these customer signals.
Exactly.
Okay. Hard task. How about the Leatherman Tool Group, Carl?
Yeah, by the time we're building our product data record, we've been working on the tool for, a year to 18 months. The engineers know what they want to build. They know how to build it. And once they create that record, it's kicking off a procedure where briefs are requested from marketing, imagery is generated, and we use the Akeneo routing flows to move it through the department. So once marketing has delivered the product imagery and the data, it moves on to the e-commerce department. So that's where we're putting in our activities, our tool types, our marketing keywords. And after it goes to the primary e-commerce department, then it's moved out to our local market experts. We employ people in different regions in Europe mostly that will tweak those down so those markets feel like they're really getting a personalized experience, not just a translated US experience.
Yeah, so step one really is establishing an organization that can do or fulfill a single source of truth across your entire enterprise for your product record. Your complexity is some of the products you own and you develop on your own. Many you get from different suppliers, so you're getting information from all of these different places. That's complex. Your complexity is also then getting it out to different markets and making sure some information is tailored. I'm sure the specifications on length and width is different by the region, by the country that you're in addition to obviously language. So getting it in one place, having your processes tightened up and ready, this is the first step. Okay. So I'm actually curious, a raise of hands for the brands and retailers in the room. Do you have this first step done, that foundational layer, ideally in some sort of PIM? Maybe some, yes, great. It's a good first step. Get the data right. And now we're talking about those customer signals because search happens in certain ways today. AI is now obviously changing the face of commerce. We have search engines like Perplexity coming in where you can ask now natural language questions and get product results. Are you ready for that? So that's a customer signal as well. It's voice of the customer. How are we thinking about using some of those data points that you've gathered? And Carl, let's start with you.
All right, so what you're seeing on the left is the Leatherman Skeletal. This went through our normal product cycle. This was designed tool for a very specific use, and it went through the process I described earlier. We released it, it was a hit. The tool on the right went a very different route. It is very common at Leatherman for the engineers just to build stuff out of parts. They'll wander around the office, and eventually maybe a couple other engineers will be wearing them. The tool on your right, we call the Skeletal KB, followed that route. It was a big hit amongst the engineers and also amongst the office staff. Eventually someone said, if we like this, maybe someone else will like this. So we did a production run, put it up on the website, and it sold. Other people liked it too, but we didn't know who was buying it and why they were buying it, or if we were properly marketing it to people that might like similar products. Or what we did is start looking at our customer reviews. They come in off our website, start looking through it, and we found this product in particular was very popular amongst a niche group called the lightweight backpacking group, the ultralight backpacking community. We took that information, marketing tweaked it, we changed our keywords and our message about the product, and it's still a very good seller for us.
Yeah, so listening to those customer signals, your engineers, it must be a fun place to work. Engineers just like showing up with new cool tools. They had a specific intent maybe for this, the audience who would buy this, but you're finding an entirely new market segment based on customer signals. So you can enrich the product record and intentionally go seek out that group, the ultralight hiking group. It's pretty incredible to open up a brand new market like that. Amazing. And tell us about your example.
Yeah, so we do get reviews in some similar ways. However, with that kind of second layer of gift giver to recipient, it's often just looks great, right? And there isn't a lot of other information in our customer reviews. We are working to mine those, understand those. We're excited for the pilot. We'll be working on that soon. What we've been focused on more so today has been the signals that you get from customers' interactions on the site. And in a sense, those are a little more honest, right? What customers actually search, when they search, whether they click on cart purchase, that we can run some machine learning models. We can kind of regress on that and understand what are our most popular products kind of per context. So for any one search term, for each collection we have, and we use that for our ranking models, and that's valuable for understanding how can we show the most popular products, the likely to generate the most revenue. Where it fits back in for product information is where are our surprises? Where are the products we expected to do very well? The merchant said, this is a great product for our birthday collection. Turns out no one's buying it for birthday. Okay, maybe it's actually better for a different purpose, different occasion. If we try it in some other collection, will it do better? So we're trying to understand some of these fuzzy concepts of occasion, recipient, intent, or preference through hard facts of what customers have or have not actually interacted with. And that's a much better way to come back to a merchandising team and say, I know you love this. You think it's great. I do too. Let's find a way to update the way we're describing it, the way we're presenting it, how we're merchandising it, that will actually align to customers' preferences.
Yeah, so it's being dynamic. It's actually not putting that sort of inside-out view of the product, leaving it there, leaving it in its category as it's described once and forget it. It's actually coming back to it and optimizing that product experience.
Continuously, exactly.
So it's just that. So lay that data foundation first, then start listening and using that customer voice in your approach to taking your products to market. And then, it wouldn't be a conference in 2025 without the talk of AI entering in. Don't get sick of it yet. There's so much to do. I think we were talking in our prep, and you were saying if AI is part of, the technology, you're funded. Go for it. So how do you manage experiments in AI as it relates to this topic? Like, what's your approach? Carl, I think we're going to start with you and how you're managing all of this.
What you're seeing is a page from our Akeneo product system, and we're part of the Akeneo Yapo our review beta program. So what the beta program lets us to do is actually surface review data right in our PIM. So every time a product manager or marketer goes in here, they will actually see live data about how many reviews we're receiving and the current review for that product. If you click onto a product page, you'll actually see, this is just a highlight of it. Can you go to the next one? Sorry. This is actually a product. This is the Raptor Rescue, a very popular tool. And you can see it's split into two basic halves on the page. It's got highlights of what the AI has processed all our reviews. And it has, if you look in the middle there, it has an AI summary. So it's read through the review and then given like a highlight. You can also see on the current slide that there's different things where I can pick different things. People have talked about quality or can't really read that, but different topics. Then you can actually see the AI summary, and you can also work your way through the actual reviews if you want to get the detail. My idea of implementing this program is I want to get the information from our customers in front of our engineers and our marketing people. This is our first step.
Yeah, you're sort of, with the technology, breaking down the silos, digesting thousands of reviews per product, be able to put that in front of the people who can actually use it and make a difference on the customer-facing product detail page and how it's represented. It's this guy here, he's saying that he's an IT guy and he uses it to cut zip ties, random cables, so on and so forth. You have new terminology that you could put right into the product detail page if you wanted.
Yeah, this is a good example. This tool is definitely not made for an IT person. He's welcome to use it.
New market segment right there. Amazing. I love it. Pete, tell us a little bit about AI and experimentation on product data.
Sure. Yeah. We are looking forward to next phases of this beta program to understand some of that review information. What we are using from the Akeneo point of view, I'll start with at least, is some of the generative AI functions within the PIM where you can set rules across broad sets of products or narrow sets of products and take in that structured data to generate improved descriptions. So my SEO partner is particularly excited. We've been experimenting with it, and we think this has got a lot of potential for using that structured information to create these optimized structured descriptions. So that's one exciting front. Some other areas, we're looking at a new search, a kind of a semantic search that is using large language model technology embeddings to understand relevance between a query and products. And again, everything you put into that embedding that you turn into numerical representations, the more you have it that's more clear and understood and accurate to begin with, that's how you're going to be able to describe your products, even in this kind of black box space of these large language models. A couple other areas, dynamic merchandising, the idea of grouping products together in new ways as you work, the idea of leveraging off of these structured data. And last, we've talked a little about, I think you mentioned when we were prepping, blogs and other content that is descriptive or educational or supports a gift-giving occasion. Customers often don't know what to give in a certain occasion. So one of our most visited is a truly sad page of how to write a condolence letter. And so it's something in this moment that customers don't know how to do this. And we're trying to help people with just this blog page, right? We're not selling anything on this page, trust me. This is to help customers. And at the same time, having that out there, helping customers understand these concepts better is going to help us in these new AI optimizations for AI search. And so that the more we're putting out constructive, useful information that's accurate and human readable, human accessible, this is what we're seeing is going to be our first foray into optimizing for that. We really think we don't want to over-optimize to some funky way when this is supposed to be human readable and we're trying to help people use it. This is also going to help in these AI optimization spaces.
Yeah, I love that. I think there's so much literature, so much chatter about leveraging AI for the customer experience, using it on customer data, so many different implications for your business on applying AI to PII, like personally identifiable information. That's a tricky zone to go into. Potentially here, and actually, like you could get into the creepy zone. So like, that's been around for a long time. The right message at the right time to the right person in the right moment. That's creepy from time to time. The one thing a person, a consumer is doing, what they look for is product information. You own that, right? Like you don't have to be super sensitive about that. That is hard data that is yours and you can play with and throw AI at and get outsized returns for it. So it's a pretty fun space to spend that AI money that you get. Fabulous. So in summary, I think what we wanted to make sure that folks really understood, it's not overwhelming. It's pretty straightforward if you can align the teams around the technology, around the data. First, putting in line and investing in product information at its core, like a universal single source of truth across your enterprise for all of your rich product data. Step one, like if you don't have the data in place, putting AI in front of it, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Don't take just an inside out point of view, right? Like start there for sure. Absolutely. Describe your products how that you intend them to be used. Absolutely. But don't stop there. Make it a living, breathing, dynamic voice of the customer infused product record. Get it out to all the different places it needs to go. Marketing channels, sales channels, customer support channels. And then after you get that AI turned on. Make sure that you're ready for tomorrow's new commerce that is AI powered, that actually has useful chatbots that get me to my answer quicker if you are providing the right data to feed it. And that's those first two steps. So those, we wanted to take that, leave that with everybody here. Did you have any final parting advice for folks in the room?
Yeah, I think when I come back to every time we talk about PIM, information about products, is if you don't know your own products well, there's no way you can sell them to anyone. You have to know what you have in detail. Otherwise, there's no way to describe them well.
Yeah, start there. Yeah, the CX landscape, MarTech, all of that, has been around for a while. Start here at their product information. 2025, the year of your product information. So that's the takeaways that we wanted to share. If you want to learn more, we've got really great customer stories in addition to 1-800-Flowers and the Leatherman Tool Group at our booth. It's on the other side here. We also have a product experience conference coming up in Chicago in April. Would love to see you there. And in the meantime, grab a drink at our booth and enjoy the rest of your conference. Thanks so much for attending. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.